Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Let me see if I can just present my screen. All right, excellent. So this session, it's just practicing your elevator pitch. The idea that I actually had behind all of this, it was just for all of us to just be able to network. However, I think that we can definitely implement a few ideas on how to make your elevator pitch a little bit better. Things that we should definitely keep in mind. So we're just gonna quickly talk about all those different aspects, and then we're gonna actually move on into our networking. So just a little bit more about myself. I just want to say that as it regards to networking in general, when I first started with Alpha by 5 years ago, I'm definitely an extrovert. However, I could be shy. So there were a few events that when I used to go to an event that I didn't really know anyone, I used to really shy away from just really coming, going up to someone and just talk to them. I remember going up to one a specific event. I believe it was their holiday mixer. I showed up. It was like two people that I knew, like I quickly talked to them, but then I felt so shy and I closed myself up to the opportunity to actually meet more people that I ended up leaving early. I was just there for like about 30 minutes. So I missed, on that opportunity. And then now as I look back, I'm like, I should have stayed, and just actually talk to people. But I know it takes some progress, and it takes some time for you to be comfortable and actually talk to people. So I definitely want to share that experience as I progress over the years that I've been with Alpha. The more you show up to different events, you see a lot of familiar faces. So that definitely helps into your benefit because you can easily go and talk to the same people you were talking before, and then they'll introduce you to some other people, and you can do the same thing for them. So I just want to share a little bit about my experiences with networking. So what is an elevator pitch, right? So I got this definition. An elevator pitch is a short description of an idea, a product, or a company that explains the concept in a short way. Also, this could just be your personal persona as you're explaining to someone. So keep in mind that it should be short. And anything from 30 to 60 minutes, what it takes, for you to go up and down the elevator. I'm sure that, again, we already have something written. We've done this already, but it's just with the idea that we need to have different versions because depending on who you're talking to. So remember, it's just having, and you're also going to be using it in so many different ways. If you're going for a job interview, of course you're selling yourself. But if you're just a networking event, you're selling yourself more as just in an informal way. You're not going for a job. But if you do have a job where you need to sell a product, you might be taking those networking opportunities and also be able to pitch what your company sells, so you could also be doing that. So there's so many different ways that you could be just selling yourself. That is always important to differentiate the ideas. All right, so here are the things that you need to know in order to have a great elevator pitch. First of all, is know your audience. You definitely got to know who you're talking to, and who you're trying to impress. If it's for a job interview, you definitely got to be more professional, well dressed as you approach someone. It has to be a little bit more professional. But if it's something more informal, just to grow your network, it could be more laid back. If it's at a place where they even have an open bar, you can even have a drink on hand and walk up to someone and start talking to them. It's all there. Everyone will be in the same mindset, but you definitely need to know your audience because that will depend on how you're going to approach them. Understand your goal. You need to know, what are you hoping to gain out of it. Is it just to create a connection? Is it just because you're trying to sell something and you want them to reach back to you? So you really need to be clear on what that is that you're trying to accomplish. Grab their attention. By that, it's just mean that what is something that they're going to remember you by, right? If you want them to remember you, if you want to reach back to you, then you definitely gotta do something to grab their attention. It could also be just by saying a general comment. Like you can approach them and say, "Hey, that's it's a it's a nice shirt you're wearing today," and then continue to do something, so continue to do your pitch. By doing that, this person will definitely remember, "Hey, this person complimented on my shirt or my shoes," or it could just be the weather. Hey, it's really ugly out there. I hope that the weather gets better soon, right? And then continue to add more to that. But by doing that, you're definitely going to catch their attention, and they're going to remember you by something that you actually did. Spark their curiosity. I think that by just telling them that what you could offer to them, whether it's finding a solution to something, or how you can, if you're trying to get a new job, how you can add value to the company, that and the things that you've done in the past to help with that, that's going to definitely going to spark the curiosity and say, hey, this person has done that in the past. I want to hear more. Let me continue. Let me schedule a coffee chat with them, so I can learn more about it. Simplify your content. Sometimes we want to say too much, and remember, it should be short. You only have 30 to 60 seconds. So if it's too long, you're not gonna get their attention. I work in financial services. My job title, it's not too long. However, what I do for work, it's not that easy to explain. So if I just tell you my job title, you're not really going to get it. If I tell you everything we do as a business, you're also not gonna get it. So you need to find like a common ground, and simplify it in terms like, oh, okay, that's what you do, more like general terms. That way people can just pass that, initial conversation. Practice, write it down. I think that this is the most important thing you can do. The more you practice, and the one you can definitely practice is your professional one, especially when you go for a job interview. That one you can definitely write it down and practice. The more you practice, the more comfortable you become with it. And then when they definitely pop the question, oh, tell me more about yourself. You already know what to say, and you can even like add more value. You can add hand gestures. You can add, do a higher pitch, on your voice for certain parts of it, because you're so good at it already that you already know how to make it better, and it comes out really natural. Um, and then why do you do it? I think that this is an important concept to add, especially when you're trying to impress someone. If it's just networking in, and you perhaps I'm telling you that I do the work, this work for Alpha. If I tell you the reason why I do it, that becomes very genuine of me, and they're gonna feel connected, and feel your energy, because I'm speaking from the heart. I'm speaking because it's something that I'm passionate about. So they're gonna feel more connected to you and remember you as well. And then create multiple versions of your elevator pitch. Again, depending on where you are, knowing your audience, your pitch is definitely going to change. If you're just being around friends, if you're just visiting friends and you meet a new person, that's definitely more informal. So the conversation is going to be more about your personal life, your hobbies, what you do off of work. So that whole conversation is going to change. But at the same time, if you want to date, if you're in the dating scene and you're trying to meet a guy or a girl, same thing, right? That whole conversation, it's going to change depending on who it is. So you got to have multiple versions. And once you practice it, you can definitely use them and just tweak them the more you become comfortable with them. So what are the different types of elevator pitch? You have your promotion videos, right? As you see on LinkedIn or even on TV, if they're not too long. If it's 30 to 60 minutes, even when you do a video on LinkedIn, they tell you don't make it more than 60 seconds, because that's everyone's attention span. TikTok, right? They're so short too. Same thing, because all you want to see, all you care about seeing is really like 30 to 60 seconds of that. So make sure you fit what's important during that time. So it's actually a great way to practice it. Job interviews, right? When they ask you, tell me about yourself, right? You want to keep that short, but want to be able to cover exactly what's important. When you're meeting new friends, when you're trying to sell something, a blurb, whether it's when you first sign up for this summit, there was a blurb out there that told you exactly what you can gain out of it, and sort of like who do we target, and what you were hoping to gain, and that's sort of like what attracts you to sign up. Same thing with the book. You read the back of the book and you're reading that blurb. Oh, is the book good enough? Did they catch my attention? So it is also very short, that you got to tell them exactly what you're hoping that they can gain out of it. And then the last one that we're going to be focusing on tonight, it's our networking piece. Today we're just going to network, so we're going to do a little bit of more informal, a little bit more formal. But we have one thing in common, that is that we are here. We're at an alpha event. So just the fact that we're here, we already have that in common, that makes the whole conversation easy to start. Here's a few, actually, just a quick, virtual networking tips, as we've been doing a lot of virtual networking, and I'm sure some of it will continue. Is just to keep your, we talked about all of this at yesterday, Monday session about branding, but definitely keep up your LinkedIn page up to date, because a lot of people, as we're talking right now, you see other people in this chat, you're gonna look them up on LinkedIn. So if their profile is up to date, you're gonna see like what they do, what they've been up to. So it's important to have it up to date. If you want to connect, just send them a quick message. Say, hey, I met you here, at the Alpha Student Summit. Definitely want to connect with you. I love the work that you're doing, or you seem very interested. Let's connect. If it's with other organizations, companies that you want to work at, or managers that you're following that have similar roles, for something that you want to go for, like their post, comment on the post. The more they see that you're active, that you're creating a branding for yourself. So it's going to help your virtual networking as well. Join groups, join discussions. Again, the more active you are, that's just setting your presence, and it's helping your networking at all. And then if you think that this could be a very meaningful networking opportunity, meeting that person, take it offline. You sent that message, say, hey, can we have a conversation? Can we meet in person? Can we meet for coffee if it's possible? If not, can we do a Zoom call? Definitely feel free to do that. I feel like I've received some of those messages, and I'm more than happy to either connect with people, especially now that you can do it virtually over Zoom. So if you have that opportunity, do it for sure. All right, so let's play. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's the networking begin. I know we only have 10 people now, but we can still do a little bit of one-on-one networking. And so I'll let Laura's going to tell you exactly how it's going to work, and then I'm going to tell you sort of like the topics, and we're going to go right into those networking groups.
Hi, everyone. So really easy. What's going to happen is I'm going to send you all back to the lounge just in a minute. And when at the top of the screen, you'll see an option to join a speed networking session. Once you click on that, it'll assign you to somebody, and you will have an opportunity to hear each other talk about your pitch. We'll have 6 minutes, so 3 minutes each, and you're in charge of keeping your own time. I believe we're doing 2 sessions. Carlos, is that still the case?
Yes.
Great.
So it's 6 seconds. So, yep, go ahead. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Oh, no. Just you're going to be doing 2 sessions with each question. So once you are done with your 6 minutes, it'll bring you back to the lounge or give you the opportunity to go into another one. Because we'll have 12 minutes for this activity, and then we'll meet back in here.
Thank you. And then just I saw a question on the chat, is an elevator pitch similar to something you will write for your LinkedIn bio? Yes, however, and that's the one you definitely want to practice. The one you write for your LinkedIn bio, you took the time to actually think about it, right? You change the words, you play with different words to see what sounds better, and that's what you're going to put out there. And that is the one you want to practice. Make sure that you feel comfortable saying it. If you can memorize it, even better. Now, it will be, once you have memorized it, it's so much easier to just tweak a few words here and there depending on your audience. Mind you, if you're going for a job interview, depending on what the job is, you want to change a few things on that bio, on your LinkedIn bio, that are more applicable to that job description. Change a few words. If they need someone in marketing, then change that. If you don't have it already there, change what you've done in the past, a project in marketing, how that's going to impact that current role. So yes, but you definitely want to memorize one and then just tweak it depending on who the audience is. So, all right. So the category is, for this first networking session, we're going to do an informal session. Again, we're going to have 2 rounds of 6 minutes each. Each person is going to have roughly 3 minutes to say their pitch. And then you're going to give the other person about 3 minutes to say it. And then after 6 minutes, we're going to go into a second round with another person. Informal networking means let's talk about you as a person, not professionally, as a person. Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do for fun? What are your hobbies? What's your favorite vacation spot? Tell me what you like to eat. What's something great you've done during the pandemic? Not professional at all. Just keep it personal to you, because obviously by doing that, you're gonna feel more comfortable because you're telling somebody else, a new person, about something about yourself, but you're not so pressured about making sure that it's proper. But let's start informal first. So we're gonna go back to I believe I would have mentioned the launch, and then we're just gonna start it from there.